Hi everyone, thanks for clicking on the video. What I'm going to be doing today is shooting the Proforce through the chronograph just to see how fast these 3D HVs are coming out of the bow. What I thought I would also do as a bit of fun is shoot the same arrows out of the Carbon Spyder as a bit of a comparison. And I did also bring a couple of surprises outside to shoot through the chronograph as well. So once again, I'm trying to beat the weather. Hopefully the chronograph's actually going to work considering it's cloudy, but to try and get it all done really quickly, let's start shooting. So I've got a grain scale set up so we can measure the arrow just to make sure how heavy it is. If I remember correctly, they're about 310 grains each. 311 grains, so pretty close. So let's shoot this with the Proforce through the chronograph. Hopefully we'll get a reading and we'll see how quickly it's coming out. All right, so I've got the Proforce, Chrony's over there. I've got a little camera set up looking at the chronograph's readout. I'll put that in the bottom corner over there where I usually have the target cam. And let's have a go. All right, so it looks like the first reading, 298 feet per second. That's pretty respectable. Another arrow, exactly the same weight. We'll just double check that and see how it works out. .296, it's pretty close. And at the risk of smashing an arrow, we'll do one more just so we can work out an average. .296. So pretty close. 296, 296, 298. Gonna say it's somewhere within that sort of vicinity, obviously. I do have one more arrow. Let's satisfy my curiosity. No, I didn't have anything to put my chronograph up any higher than what it currently is, which is why I'm sort of having to duck down to do the shooting. .295. So the lighting conditions are going to be playing a little bit of a factor in all of that. I'm happy to say average 296. 1 or 2 feet per second isn't going to make a massive difference to my sight settings anyway. So let's grab those arrows and shoot the Carbon Spyder. So that's pretty much what we got out of the Proforce. Average of about 296 feet per second. Next thing we'll do, shoot the Carbon Spyder through it as well with the same arrows and see what sort of speeds we're getting there. So I'll just reset the Chrony and then we'll shoot 4 arrows of this, get an average, and we'll have a comparison between the two. All right, so Chrony's all set to go. There's a bit of thunder in the background. Like I said, we're trying to beat the weather again. The weather here in Adelaide has been very, very up and down the last couple of weeks. Days of up to 36 degrees. The next day, 27 and thunderstorms. It's actually starting to drizzle a little bit now. So we'll give the Carbon Spyder a good go. .295.8 on the first one. That's pretty close to that 296 we got out of the Proforce. Shoot another one. 298. So a little quicker. I think we've got a 298 on the Proforce shoot as well. 297. It's actually starting to rain now. Not too worried about the bows getting wet, it's more the cameras. So we'll shoot this last one. A 297. So on average 1 foot per second quicker than the Proforce with the same arrows. So pretty comparable actually. Now I did mention a surprise before. I'm going to grab those arrows, get set up, and I'll show you what I was talking about. Alright, so I had to go and get a cover for the camera, seeing as it's actually raining now. Hopefully the Chrony will survive. So for all you trad shooters out there, I did say in a previous video a long time ago that I do shoot a little bit of recurve and a bit of longbow, and that I also make recurves and longbows for fun. I do sell them occasionally as well, so I'll do some videos later on down the track where I show you how I do that and let you know what's available. This one here, affectionately known as Felipe, is one of the very first recurve bows that I ever made, and being one of the early ones, I decided that this one will never be for sale and I'll keep it. So as you can see, it's a nice little short hunting style recurve bow. I'll give the camera a bit of a close-up view so that you guys can see all the colors and everything that I used in it as well. Black glass, some nice contrasting timbers in the riser portion, and as you can see the finish is a little bit beat up, so it could probably use a bit of a refinish. Probably deserves it as well, it's pretty old now. So as you can see, some nice shaping on the handle portion. It did take a fair bit of work to make this feel perfect in my hands. The string I made as well. I can make recurve and longbow strings. I have dabbled with a bit of compound string making as well, but I don't have anything to pre-stretch them with to the 300 recommended pounds. So I kind of stick with making recurves, longbows, and let's just get this cover over the camera a little better. Recurves, longbows, and recurve and longbow strings. These are endless loop strings. I have learned how to make Flemish twist strings as well, and I can do that. So one day it'll be nice to actually have sort of a small online shop or something like that where I make these things and sell them. Right, so I'm getting wet, Chrony's getting wet, camera's getting wet. Let's get a couple of shots out with these and see how they go. Alright, so now don't critique my recurve form too harshly. It's been a long time, and I don't take it too seriously. I do just have a bit of fun with it. Now this arrow weighs 360 grains. It is fairly light for the bow that I'm shooting it out of, so we'll see what sort of speed we get. (184 feet per second). Not too bad. And one more for fun. (186 feet per second), and they're both in the same hole down the range. I mean, I am only shooting from about 3 meters away, so. All right, so the second surprise is a longbow that I made for my wife. This one, put together pretty cheaply. It is very low poundage. I think it's about 28 pounds or something like that, because she wanted something that she'd be able to shoot comfortably. I'll bring it up close for you guys to have a look. So I really like making a really sharp knock point. The running joke for me is if your string snaps and you're out in the wild, at least you can then still use your bow to defend yourself if you needed to against any giant creatures. The truth is, I just really like the way they look. So you can see the knock grooves are a nice angle. There's 3 laminations in this bow. Not going to go into the maths behind it. The riser's made out of jarrah with a nice little accent stripe in there, and it is center cut as well. So for your traditionalist, you'll probably argue that it's not actually a longbow because it's center cut. I just make what I like, and it's easy to shoot a center cut bow. If anybody orders one that's not, I can make that as well. So nice low poundage, good fun to shoot. Same 360 grain arrows. Let's throw a couple of these through the chronograph and see how they go. 136 feet per second. That one errored, so we'll just shoot it again. There's a drop of water on the lens. Good thing I have a Q-tip. All right, so the lens has been cleaned off. Let's shoot this one again. 141 feet per second. Now, both of these bows were shot from cold. If you know anything about fiberglass or wooden bows, the more you shoot them, they sort of warm up, and you can gain a few feet per second over the course of, you know, a dozen arrows or so. This thing is a lot of fun to shoot because it's so low poundage. You can just do it all day. So I'll grab those two arrows, shoot them through the Chrony again, and then I think we should probably go inside because I have a feeling it's about to start bucketing down. So there's a nice added benefit of shooting a very low poundage bow. The arrows come out of the target so easy because they're hardly in there. So we'll shoot these last two and then we'll call this video done. 136. Maybe there's a bit of a difference in weight between these two arrows. 137. So probably not. And I mean, the lighting conditions aren't ideal for this sort of thing anyway, so we're just getting a bit of an idea. All right guys, so that's a bit of fun with the chronograph today. Not the best of weather to be doing it in, but got a bit of a rough idea, so I can go and sit down with the software and work a couple things out. Thanks for watching. Leave a like or a comment below. Remember to click on the subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and click on the little bell icon so you receive a notification each time I upload a new video, so that you can keep up to date with all the fun things that I'm doing. I hope you all have a great week, and remember, just do good shots.